Hi, thanks for stopping by to watch another one of my videos. I also want to thank everyone for stopping by and supporting my YouTube channel. That's Skydiver515051. Big variety of videos, something for everyone. Stop by, you'll have a great time. Today we're making Great Grandma's homemade apple pie. Now, the video I posted right before this, it's Great Grandma's homemade flaky butter pie crust demonstration. Check that out if you want to see how to make the crust. We're going to start this pie from the point of the crust being made. So anyway, I wanted to show you, we start out with 5 Granny Smith apples. Now, in most apple pie recipes, especially the ones I make, you want to use a more tart apple for the apple pie. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these apples and slice them, and I will be back with you. I know you don't want to watch me peel and slice 5 apples. So I'll be back with you as soon as the apples are peeled and sliced, and we'll get the pie in the oven. Alright, we're back. We have all our apples sliced. I like to slice them kind of paper thin almost. You know, a thinner apple. They seem to cook better and do better. What we're going to do, we've got our apples in here. Now, a lot of people like to add, we had to start our oven. A lot of people like to add lemon juice to either hold the ingredients on or keep the apples from going bad. I don't like to do that. Grandma didn't. I take just a bit of melted butter. I pour the melted butter all over the apples. Okay? Then what I like to do, get myself a spoon, stir that butter into the apples. So now you have your, you got your nice, I do have a clean counter, so don't worry. You have your nice apples all coated in butter. Then you go ahead and you add a half a cup of regular sugar. You know, a lot of people will just add every ingredient all at once. I like to add each ingredient and then mix it up. So that's maybe just something crazy about me, but I'm more into just adding ingredients one at a time. Okay, so there's your half a cup of regular sugar. Excuse me. I go ahead and add a half a cup of packed brown sugar. Make sure when you measure your brown sugar, you do pack it in that cup so you get, you know, what you need. So go ahead, make sure your brown sugar's not chunky, mix that all in pretty good. You don't want to bite in and get a big old chunk of sugar, so make sure that's pretty much mixed in there. Get everything coated with your butter, your sugar, and your brown sugar. Once you're done with that, which we're pretty close, they want you to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'll go ahead and do that and get my cinnamon all mixed in there. Get it really mixed good. You don't want to get a big, a big taste of any brown sugar or cinnamon in one taste. Ugh. Anyway, so go ahead and make sure that is mixed really good in there. Then the next thing you want to do is 3 tablespoons of flour. Go ahead and throw 3 tablespoons of flour in there. It's kind of interesting when you make one of these as opposed to just having one ready for you to eat. It's all the work and that type of thing that go into it. You wouldn't realize half of the things that are in an apple pie. And then comes my special ingredient. It's a butterscotch caramel. It's like an ice cream topping. This one's by Mrs. Richardson's. It's amazing. I just go ahead and put about, maybe 2 big spoons of it in there. It is really, this is what makes the pie what it is. So we'll go ahead and get that all mixed in. That's kind of that's a little sticky, so that one takes a second or two to make sure you really mix that in. You're going to end up with a really, really nice apple pie filling here. So just go ahead and get that butterscotch all mixed in. It's a butterscotch caramel. So this is a really good almond pie as well. It's got quite a bit of flavor to it. Different flavors, your cinnamon, your butterscotch. You don't really get a big taste of the butterscotch or caramel. It just gives it something. It's not so butterscotchy or caramel every bite, but it just does give it something. So, all right. Well, it looks like our filling's ready. Let's get our crust. I'll be right back with you. All right, we're back. We're going to be putting this apple pie together, but first what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and we'll take our top crust. We're going to roll out our top crust. So we'll go ahead and we'll put a little bit of flour down. You don't have to put a whole bunch. A little bit will do just fine. I know that probably looks like a whole bunch. Go ahead and roll this around in your flour. Okay, we're going to take our rolling pin. We're going to put a little bit of flour on our rolling pin, and then we're going to roll out our top crust. Just go ahead and get it flat a little bit, and then just roll. It's a little bit cold. It's going to take a little extra to get it to move the way we want it to do. Now, this doesn't have to be any certain shape. The longer and skinnier the better, as we're going to be doing a lattice top crust today. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just roll this out. And we're going to probably want to do, I would say 8 lattice strips. So we're going to do 4 and 4. So the closer you could get this to just kind of a thin, almost rectangular shape, the better. I got the best I can do here. Okay, now what we're going to do is get that nice and rolled. We're going to take us a real nice sharp knife, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut straight down to get rid of this edge. Now we have a nice edge here, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we're going to take these, we're going to cut them this way as well. Now what you have here is you'll have your lattice strips. We got 1, 2, 3, and this will be number 4. So what we're going to do is I'm going to need to make another ball of dough here and roll them out again and recut them. So as soon as I'm done cutting those, I'll come back to you and we'll put our pie together and in the oven. Alright, so we got our lattice strips all finished. We got our surface all clean. That's the great thing about these videos. I can take a break and get everything cleaned up and start again. Okay, so we've got our filling here. I put it in the refrigerator while we made our lattice strips. So I'm going to give it one more quick stir. Of course, there's our pie crust we had made earlier. That's the video before this one. Great Grandma's flaky butter pie crust recipe demonstration. So if you check that out, you'll see how I made the crust. Anyway, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get our filling in our pie. Oh man, this is already looking good. The great thing about the lattice top is that you don't have to, punch holes in it or cut slits in it to let the air out. So, or for the everything expanding in it. So we'll get all our filling in there, and then what we're going to do. Now the lattice is always a little complicated, so we're going to go ahead. Now what we have here, make sure everything's even, and you don't want your juices, flying down in your oven and smoking up the house. Okay, so we're going to take one of our pieces of lattice. Okay, we're going to start here. We're going to crimp it down to our crust. We're going to go here. We're going to take a second piece of lattice. We're going to start here on this other side. We're going to crimp it down to our crust, and we're going to stretch it across. Okay. Now the next piece of lattice will start right here, and we will crimp, or we'll start a little further down. There we go. Make sure you crimp this really good down to your crust to actually make it part of the crust, or else it's going to pull apart. Okay, now with our third piece of lattice, we're going to have to go under this one. You have to pull it back. We're going to put this here. We're going to crimp it over. Then we're going to pull this one back on top, so you have on top, on bottom. This is kind of the complicated part of it. Okay, we'll get our next piece of lattice. That's going to have to go under there. And we're going to get that all the way across. And you want to really, I emphasize, crimp it however you can to your pie crust. And we'll pull this guy back across. Now, our next piece of lattice, it's got to go on top here and under here, see? So it's like every other one. You don't want to mess up your, your pattern here, because this turns out to be a really, really nice pattern here. Okay, so we got our next one. We'll go on top here. I guess you know what? We'll go ahead and make this our last one. Or, well, yeah, we better make this our last one. That's going to go on top. It's going to go under that one, on top of that one, under that one. Okay, so we're going to, again, go back around. Here's where you're going to crimp. When you're done crimping this, you bring it up if you want. See? This one I'm going to tear off quite a bit too much, but go ahead on these other ones, when you break them and you crimp them, go ahead and bring it up right here. You can even tuck it under. If it's a little bit, just go ahead and tuck it under your other crust. Okay, that's probably the better way to do it, especially if you're just starting out. Just go ahead and crimp it again under your crust. Okay? This is going to be one beautiful pie. You just wait till we're done. Okay, so one more crimp to go. Alright, so now you have one good looking lattice apple pie there. Take the rest of our leftover crust, we'll put it aside. I have other uses for that, believe me. Grandma taught me a lot of things. Okay, so we've got our pie all ready to go. Now I'm going to take an egg, and I'm going to crack an egg and just put it in a cup. Okay? We're going to add just a little bit of water to it. Not too much. You don't want it too thick, so add a little bit of water. We'll get a fork. Go ahead and scramble that egg up really good with your little bit of water. So you don't want it as thick as an egg. You want a little more watery. Now you take your pastry brush, dip it in your egg, and just paint it on your lattice. Paint that right onto your lattice. That gives it a nice brown. And also, I'm going to be adding some sugar to this. So we're going to have it's going to help us hold our sugar that we're going to add to the top. So once you get your lattice all brushed up really good, you're all ready to go there. Now we're going to put this aside. We're going to take a little bit of sugar, regular white sugar, and a spoon. Sprinkle a little bit over your lattice top. Not a lot, just a little. There you go. And now we're ready for the oven. So we're going to put this pie in the oven, 350. We're going to let it go between 35 and 45 minutes, and I'll be back to show you our finished result. Alright, well, the moment of truth is here. It's time to pull that pie out of the oven. Let's go grab it. Wow, look at that. That is your homemade lattice top apple pie. Look at that pie. Man, oh man. Well, thanks for watching, and go make yourself a pie.